Okay, I'm gonna start now. I'm gonna push it also Facebook Live. So, welcome, Rafael. I'm gonna let you take over now.
All right. Mute your. Okay. By the way, guys, we're in the same room, so um, we're not in different parts of the world. We're in the same room. Yeah. So yeah, guys, I'm Rafael. I've been doing Facebook ads for the past couple of years, and mainly based on e-commerce and Shopify. I've also done. I've never actually gone in and done. Wait, what is this? Uh, what is webinars? No. Okay, cool. Yeah. Awesome. All right, cool. All right. So yeah, so I'm. What? Why are there so many of me? Sorry, guys.
Oh yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
you're fine.
Okay, never mind. All right. So basically, I've been focused on Shopify. I've been focused on e-commerce, and I've done high volume and no audio. Can't hear me. Can you hear me? Guys, drop in the chat if you can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Okay, cool. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, cool, awesome. Just wanted to share. Yes, we can hear. Wait, what?
Yeah, no, you're good. Whoa.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, all right, guys. Thank you so much for opting in. The new people that are here, and basically, I've done high volume. We're mainly averaging about 50 to 60,000 a month through Facebook ads. Mainly Facebook ads. We do a little bit of AdWords and a little bit of Instagram ads and just organic traffic, but mainly our main focus is Facebook ads. And I've been doing it for the past couple of years. So I'm going to teach you basically the beginning steps on how to set up converting ads, how to set up your account, and how to start out that scaling process that we're going to cover later on. And we're going to essentially tell you from step 0, what do you need to do to get your Facebook account rolling and start getting some good traffic onto your site, onto Amazon, onto your landing page that connects to Amazon. Or, I have a few Shopify guys on here, so essentially it's going to cover everything Facebook ads for e-com. Shopify, whether it's Amazon or it's eBay, whatever it is, right? All right. So what I'm going to do right now is share my screen. Share my screen so that people. We're live on Facebook, right? Nice. Okay. So drop me in the chat if you can see my screen. The chat. I can see the screen. I can. I just realized this is why there's so many names like me. It's because I gave you guys my unique link. So there's 8 people signed in under my name. All right, well, I don't know who you guys are, but thank you for being here. Yes, there will be a replay. Yes. Yeah, there will be a replay. All right. So the first thing you're going to do when you are basically starting out is going to business.facebook.com. Don't try to make a Facebook account from your profile, because then it just connects it to your profile. And if your account gets suspended for some reason, you're going to have a lot of trouble creating a new one. So basically, you're going to create a business manager. This is where everything is going to be based on. You're going to have your ads accounts here. You're going to have your pixel here. You're going to have all your pages. And essentially, if you want to eventually hire someone or have someone look over your account, this is where you're going to add them. So what you're going to do is create an account. Obviously, I have my own account, so I can create one. And then you're going to log in through Facebook through business Facebook account, and you're gonna create your account here through your login, right? So you're gonna just write your email and your password, and then create a Facebook account from there. Once that's done, you're gonna eventually be taken onto a page like this, and then let me move to bottom. And then your ads account will look like this. All right. So, all right. So essentially, this is a spare account. I've only run about $10 or $20 on this account because I use it for coaching my students on Shopify and coaching people in general. So essentially, here is where I'm going to show you how to set up a campaign, how to set up your pixel, how to set up your first couple ads, and then how to start essentially the process of making ads on Facebook. If someone asks something on the chat, just let me know.
Sure. And I believe that all of the sound issues should be dealt with. I muted everybody that should be muted, and so we should be good to go going forward.
Okay, so someone. Oh, we need to deal with the sound issues.
No, that's just what I thought.
Okay, sound is good now. Okay, cool. Sorry. Cool. Can we detach our Facebook account from the business manager? So essentially, yeah. So you can detach your Facebook account for your business manager. What you have to do is just create the, if you have the business manager account created already, all you have to do is go to, I'm going to go over this, but essentially it's just taking yourself out of the business manager and adding someone else. But I'll do this later because it's just, I need to show you how it works first. So this is how an account looks. You're not going to have this campaign, so I'm just going to go ahead and delete this. So you guys can see a fresh account. You can see that it says conversions demo, so that's what I use it for, just demos. So essentially it's going to say no results found, right? You've never created an ad, or if you have created one or not, then it's just going to show like this. Then you're going to create your first ad, your first campaign. Usually, when you create your first ever ad, so for example, you've never done a Facebook ad, you've never done a campaign, what is going to show is, let me click this start again button. It's going to show you either quick creation or guided creation. And those two options, a lot of people use a quick one. And the quick one is actually the most difficult because the quick one is for people that already master the platform. So if you've never done a Facebook ad, go with the guided creation. And I use it too, just because it's easier to go through every step when you're using the guided one. So that's just a little, when you're starting out your Facebook ads, right? With Facebook ads, if you're trying to sell a product, whether it's on Shopify, whether it's on Amazon, whether it's on any other e-commerce platform, you're going to choose conversions. Why conversions? Because Facebook has an insanely broad mass of people, right? People that buy online, people that don't buy online, people that just watch videos, people that just click and bounce out of websites. So conversions helps you target people that Facebook, how do you say it? Facebook basically knows how they act on the platform. If you tell Facebook, I want people that buy on your platform, it's going to show it to people that are more likely to buy on the platform. That's why we use conversions. We don't use link clicks. We don't use engagement. Because the problem with these is that, for example, you use engagement, you're targeting people that are regularly engaging with videos, engaging with posts, just writing comments, sharing, tagging, but they don't actually buy. And that's a problem with a lot of beginners, especially people that have never done a Facebook ad, is they go for traffic because they think, okay, I just need people on my site. I need people on my page. Yes, but you need them to convert as well. And just sending traffic is not going to convert as well as using conversions. If you can, connect me the thing over there, please. Yeah. All right. So essentially, you're going to choose conversions. And we're going to create our first campaign. Let's say conversions. Let's call it FB Ads Demo. FB Ads Demo. Then we're going to click Continue. don't create a split test and don't optimize for budget. This is very high level stuff. I do split tests. I do budget optimization. And at a level where you're spending 2, 3, 5, 6,000 a day, it's crucial to optimize on a campaign level. But right now, when you're only spending a couple bucks or you're just starting out your first $10, $50 ads, it isn't necessary. So just click continue. And this is essentially where the juicy stuff happens, where people are separated from successful marketers from unsuccessful marketers. And essentially here is where you choose your targeting and you choose the audience that you will show your ad to, right? So essentially, the first section that I want to show you before I go through all of this is how to set up your pixel. I have 20, 30 pixels on Facebook, but if you've never had a pixel ever before, there's going to show a little tab here that says start a pixel or create a pixel. You're going to create a pixel right here, right there. You're going to name it, and then it's going to just let you automatically choose that pixel. If you have a pixel, but you want to create a new one, you go on your business manager settings, and you go to the section that says Events Manager Pixels. In that section, you're going to be taken to this, right? This is my official pixel, Rafael Cintron official pixel. You're going to essentially go into details, and you can create a new pixel on here. Give me 1 second. So this loads. It's loading so slow. All right, so anyway, the page is loading really slow, but on that page, when you go to Events Manager Pixels, it's going to say the same thing. Create your first pixel, create a pixel, click that, you name it, and then your pixel is automatically created. Now you have an official Facebook pixel that you can use for tracking, for knowing what type of people you want to target. Do you want to target people that visit sites? Do you want to target people that add to cart? Or do you want to target people that buy from your website? And there's tiers to this, right? You can't really start a campaign, and I'm going to show you right now. Right, so this is just a demo pixel that I have, John's official pixel. The logic tells you to start an ad with purchase pixel, with people that tend to purchase from your website, right? That tend to essentially purchase from websites on Facebook. The problem with this is that your pixel isn't matured yet. And what matured means is that Facebook doesn't know if it should send traffic to your website yet. It doesn't know how your website works. It doesn't know how it should send traffic to your website. So first, you're going to optimize for the first level of pixel that there is, and that's view content. View content is, for example, if you go, let's say an e-commerce website, you go and you visit and you opt out of that product page or of the first page, you are targeted as a view content because you're a person that views what the content is, views the page, views the product, and then opts out. Then add to basket is the second level. People that click add to cart but don't actually buy. Third level is initiate checkout, which is people that put in their email, put in their address, but don't put in their credit card information. Don't actually click purchase and buy. And then the other level is purchase, which is people that obviously go to the end. If you've never made a Facebook ad, if it's your first Facebook ad, choose view content. Choose view content. If there's questions for me, just let me know. Wow, all right, so we chose view content, and now we're going to go into the nitty-gritty, which is target. How do you actually target people in order to get sales, in order to target the correct people, right? So, for example, sometimes you'll probably see it if you scroll down on your Facebook timeline or Facebook profile, you will see two things. You will see ads that are extremely well targeted. So, for example, you are someone that wants to buy a home, and you're in the market for buying a home, and then you see an ad of a realtor or available homes in your area. That's an extremely targeted ad for a few people that are gonna just click through it and opt in and do everything that's needed. Then you're gonna see ads. So for example, if you're a guy like me in his 20s, and then you see an ad for people over 50, there's a very high incongruence there. You're not gonna click through it because it's not resonating to you, right? We think that if we make an ad and it looks pretty or looks good or the product is general enough, it's gonna convert. That's not necessarily the case. You have to really target people, especially when starting out. You have to tell Facebook, this is the exact person that I want to target in order to get sales. Ignore this part about adding custom or lookalike audiences. That is very advanced. Obviously, when you scale up, when you're spending more than $100, $200 a day, you do want to work with custom or lookalike audiences, but for now, we're not going to do that. When you're choosing a location, obviously, a lot of you guys are targeting English speakers in the US, Canada, and Australia, but I want you to focus first on US and Canada. Those are the two countries that give me the most returns and the most the return on investment. The most value for the targeting, right? So United States, Canada, and I'm gonna just go through them here, choose them. Canada.
There's a quick question here from Pratik. Do you have to have a website to create the pixel, or can you just have a Facebook page?
No, you don't need a website to create your pixel. No. So when it comes to ages, obviously, Dang and I were talking about a product demo that we're going to use for this, and the product that we're going to use is a luxury handbag, luxury backpack, or luxury laptop bag. So for example, if you're targeting people that would want to buy a laptop bag, especially an expensive laptop bag, what you're gonna do is think of what age group that fits into, right? What I do if I'm selling something that isn't like 10, 15 bucks that anybody could buy, I target 25 and up. I know that people that are less than 25, like me, can be making a lot of money, or people that are more than 25 can be making less money, but that is just a general average that I use to target. So go ahead and pick 25 and up. And then if it's something like a laptop bag, I would say 25 to 45, 25 to 50, right? People in that range are most likely to buy a laptop bag. 25 to 45. If you're targeting countries like the US, Canada, Australia, you don't really need to choose a language, just because the general population speaks English and most of the population speaks very fluent or perfect English. So you don't really need to focus on that right now. If you are targeting countries like Germany, France, Mexico, you do want to focus on the language, and you do choose English as an option here. When it comes to targeting, you have a lot of options, and I'm going to show you exactly the options that you have. You have interests, demographics, behaviors, and locations. And essentially, when it comes to selling something high-end, when it comes to selling something that costs a lot of money, what you want to do is target brands that are similar to that product. So for example, if I'm selling a laptop bag, I want to target people that are interested in brands of expensive bags or expensive furniture, expensive travel equipment, stuff like that, right? So that's your first targeting option, is brands of things in that industry or in that niche, right? If you're targeting something, for example, like, let's think of something, for example, one of my main products that I sell a lot of swimwear, and I sell a lot of women's apparel. If I want to target people that would want to buy apparel or swimwear, I want to target apparel brands, huge apparel brands, H&M, Sarah, Forever 21, Nordstrom, stuff like that. That's your first level, and that's the first thing that you want to focus on. The second thing you want to focus on is, I'm going to take you through it right now, is demographics. And demographics essentially is what those people have all in common. So for example, if you want to sell something that's luxury, you want to target people that have a high net worth or in case someone's raising their hand, but I don't know. All right. So essentially, demographics is either people that have high net worth, and the good one about this is people that have specific family types or specific family relationships. So, for example, if you want to target people that are divorced, if you want to target people that have kids, I have one of my students that's selling baby products. Obviously, if you're selling baby products or toys, I know a lot of your students, they go into the toy niche. You want to target parents of kids that are 2 to 3 years old. Then you look that up in demographics. And here you have everything, right? You have education. If you want to target people that are very highly educated for a special product for educated people, live events, which is essentially like date of birth. You can target people per month, so you can sell them a t-shirt about the month. You can have new relationship, newly engaged. Then you go down, recently moved, which is a really, really good one. If you want to target people that, for example, recently moved to a city and they need furniture or they need anything that you can sell on e-commerce or on Amazon. And then what you can do is go into relationships. So you have relationship status and then work. This is a big one, work, because you can essentially target people that work in specific industries or have specific employers. So if you're selling a luxury laptop bag like we're talking about, we can go into job titles and actually search for people that are, let's say, managers. Manager. So for example, we have branch managers, people that obviously are earning a good income and that a laptop is an essential part of their life, right? Or let's say a software engineer, system engineer, chief mechanical engineer, engineering technician. You can target people that are part of these job titles and essentially be very, very targeted in your ads. And they're going to buy it because they have a high income. You know that if they have this job title, they're making a lot of money and they're interested in that type of product because it's part of their job, it's part of their life, right? So this is also a huge one. First one is brands in that niche. And the second one is demographics, or essentially the lifestyle or type of life that these people live. So let's go back and go into behaviors, which is the other part that we're going to talk about. And it's huge. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of behaviors. And what I recommend is, for example, if you're selling something that's high end, that's luxury, what you do is just type it on the top. Because if we go through every tab, it's gonna be a long ass time. But what you're going to do is, for example, luxury, and then it's gonna high end. Sorry, it's high end. Yeah, there we go. So it's going here. Can't find it. Can't find it right now, but it's buyers. Pretty sure it's buyers. Behaviors. Okay, I can't find it right now. But let's say it's. So I can't find it right now, but essentially, for example, let's say engaged shoppers. Engaged shoppers is people that Facebook recognizes as buying from Facebook on websites that advertise on Facebook. So for example, a behavior like engaged shoppers, you're targeting people that Facebook knows that buy a lot on websites that advertises on Facebook. So these are people that Facebook is telling you, hey, these people are obviously buying online, target them through the platform. So that is why behaviors are so powerful, is Facebook has all this data. If Facebook knows that in the past 6 months you bought from 20 different e-commerce websites advertising on Facebook, it's going to show you an ad if the person targets engaged shoppers. Other things that we can target under behaviors, we're going to actually go into the behavior tab. And it's really slow. I'm sorry, guys. That's why I can't find behavior, purchase behavior, more categories. All right. So let's say we're selling a luxury bag or a luxury travel bag or laptop travel bag. What we can do is target people that are frequent travelers or that are frequent commuters, right? So if Facebook realizes that you live a couple hours away from your job or you're constantly changing cities, it will track you or it will tag you as a frequent traveler or a frequent commuter. This is why it's so important to target behaviors. It's because Facebook knows essentially a lot about you and has a lot of data about you, and it knows how you live your life, what type of life you live, if you have a specific job that you put on your profile. If you're constantly moving city to city, it's gonna put you as a frequent traveler or frequent commuter, or recently moved if you put on your profile that you recently moved. So essentially, behaviors target people that live specific lifestyles. Interests target people that obviously are interested in something or have expressed interest on the platform. It isn't only that people like specific Facebook pages. If I go ahead and I like Nordstrom, H&M, and Sarah, it's not going to necessarily target me as someone that likes those brands. It's going to target me if I constantly like their posts, if I share their posts, if I comment on their posts, if I interact and engage with a brand's Facebook page, or I buy from a brand that has the Facebook pixel. That's why the pixel is so important, because if I never interact with them on Facebook, but I buy from them, Facebook knows through the pixel that I buy from those brands, and then it triggers me as one, an engaged shopper, because I shop online a lot, and then a person interested in those brands. So that's why it's so powerful to essentially target people. First one, interested in brands similar to your niche. Second, based on demographics. So if we want to target, for example, parents, we go ahead and target parents. Parents with adult children, parents with teenagers, parents with preteens, new parents. So for example, if you want to target, if you want to sell a toy or a baby product or something related to a baby, you would target new parents or parents with toddlers, right? Parents with babies of 1 to 2 years old. So it's very, very targeted, and you're going to target the correct people. Now, there's this little tick box that we've already saw here, and if you tick it, the problem is that when you're targeting someone, let's say you want to target someone that likes H&M, for example, and you tick this. If Facebook can't find enough people that like H&M, it's going to broaden out that audience. And that is a problem. Don't take that, because once you have a targeted audience of, let's say, 1 million to 2 million, what I shoot for is 800,000 to 4 million. 800,000 people to 4 million. Let's actually go ahead and check that for us. Let's target, let's say, people that like H&M. And then if you have a brand in mind that sells products like the ones that you want to sell, just type it in and it'll show up. If it doesn't show up, then just keep looking for brands that are similar to it. For example, this one has 3.2 million likes or interested people on Facebook in the US and Canada. That's a good audience to target. It's 800 to 4 million. That's perfect. If you want to exclude a specific audience, let's say you're selling a lot and you know that one city or one specific region or one country, you don't want any traffic from it, you don't want anyone from there, you can exclude, and then you add the audience that you want in there. For example, you want to target people that like H&M but don't like specific other brand, let's say don't like Sarah, just an example. Now it's going to target people that like your first interest, but exclude everyone that doesn't like the second one, right? So now it's 2.4 million. That means there's 800,000 people that like both of them. Now you exclude them, so you're making sure that they only like that thing that you want them to like.
Okay, quick thing. You mentioned target audiences between 800,000 and 4 million. What happens if you target like more than that? Like just won't maximize your ad spend?
The problem with targeting more than that is that the audience is just too broad and you're not targeting interests that are effective enough. And I keep that metric just because I've done so much spend on Facebook that I always keep that metric of 800 to 4 million, because if you target more than 4 million, it's too broad of an audience, and you're targeting people that aren't necessarily interested in your product or whatever you want to sell. If you target less than that, your cost might go up because it's too small of an audience. It's very targeted. You can get a lot of sales quickly, but it's going to burn out. A lot of people are going to see the ad once or twice, and that's what happens when you go on Facebook and you see an ad multiple times. It's probably the targeting is way too narrow, and you're in that part of targeting, but it's just too narrow. You're seeing it way too many times. Your costs are going to eventually go up because people are seeing the same ad. They are basically hiding the ad, reporting the ad as spam. So it causes a lot of problems down the road. So yeah, that's the metric that I follow, 800 to 4 million.
Cool. There's a couple other questions here. Noel asked, would having a landing page be more effective than just a Facebook page?
Yes. So in this case, yeah. I know there's a lot of Amazon sellers on here. Having a landing page is a lot more effective than just sending direct traffic, or just, sending the traffic directly to your page, just because you can track a lot better. And with, we're going to talk later on about retargeting. So for example, what you can do is set up an ad to retarget people that have already viewed your content. So essentially, you're going to make your first ad to people that have never interacted with your site, never seen anything. Then you're going to make another ad to retarget people that have already been to your content, that have already seen your product. They express interest in that because they clicked on it. And let's say what I do, for example, for my biggest brand is we do a cold traffic ad. So people that have never seen our brand, they go to our site. The retargeting is reasons why they should buy. So for example, we do like a review of someone that bought from us. We do a discount code. We do maybe a video testimonial, something that obviously relates to them because they saw a product but didn't buy, but then it entices them to buy with the retargeting. So that's why it's better to have a landing page and not send them to they're probably asking because they're an Amazon seller. So don't send straight to Amazon, send better to a landing page because you can retarget that a lot better.
And especially for all the Amazon sellers out there, as you all know, as Amazon sellers, we don't get to collect any data whatsoever. So if you have a landing page set up, it gives you an opportunity to just collect custom some email addresses, and then even perhaps like providing a discount for them in the process. So there's a couple other questions. There's someone else with your name. Do you use lookalike audiences? If yes, what is your strategy process? I'm assuming that you do, but that's probably like more like advanced and something that we'll cover in probably like part 2. Colleen asks, where do you find the brands to target?
All right. So how do you find brands that are similar to your niche or similar to you? One is just doing straight up Google search. So for example, can you ask her, like, for example, throw an example of a niche? She doesn't have to reveal her niche, but what I do is I go on Facebook and I look for a product in that niche. So let's go.
He says bras.
Oh, bra. Oh, that's easy. Women's apparel. So, okay. Mute yourself so it doesn't. Okay. So for example, if you're selling something, okay, that's a niche. So for example, you're selling bras. But bras fall into another niche, which is women's apparel. When you're thinking of selling your product, think of it as the broadest niche that you can go into. So for example, women's apparel, you would target, for example, lingerie brands. You want to target specific women's apparel brands, because I've sold way more than 6 figures of swimwear, purely swimwear. So it's something that I know how to target, and what gave us the best return on investment is just targeting other brands that sold swimwear and sold women's apparel. So in your case, brands would be the best, and then engaged shoppers, people that are actively buying on the platform and through Facebook that buy online. And then the question about lookalike audiences, yes, we're going to talk about that later, but in order to build a lookalike, you first need to send some traffic and build a lookalike off of that. So a lookalike could be people that act or behave the same as people that visited your site, and then people that act and behave the same as people that bought from you. So that's something for the next training. But yeah, that is something that I mean, you can with lookalike. With lookalike audiences, that's when you really scale. That's when you can really take to the next level and spend. I have one account spending 6,500 a day, 7,000 a day almost. It's all lookalikes. It's basically all lookalikes and broad audiences, just because you can't get to that level without doing that. But we'll go into that later. It's really complicated. Any more questions?
There's a lot more questions. I don't know. Do you want to go through them all now, or do you want to go finish?
Yeah. Let's cover this section first. I know you guys have a lot of questions. It's a lot of info. It's a lot coming at you. But for placements, once you start out, don't try a bunch of placements. Don't try to do audience network. Don't try to do, Instagram. Don't try Messenger. Don't try a lot of things. You're going to go and edit placements. And the two placements that I recommend are feeds and marketplace. Why feeds? Because obviously is the main targeting on Facebook. It's when you're scrolling down your Facebook account, your timeline. That's where you're gonna see it. But instant articles, I've tried them. They don't really work that well. So you're gonna unclick that. Right column, very bad traffic, honestly, just because people click on it by mistake. And you'll probably have experienced this, that you're on Facebook and then you click an ad and you didn't even know that you clicked it. That's a right column ad. And it's a very, very, when you're spending 10,000, 20,000 a day, yeah, you can use right column for retargeting, but don't focus on it if you're not at that level yet. Marketplace is good because obviously, I don't know if you guys know about the Facebook Marketplace where people go and actually try and buy and sell things. It's good because they're in that buyer mentality. And you want to target people that buy online and are used to buying online. So that's why it's also effective as well as the feed. Don't target stories. And when you're starting out, don't target Instagram. You can eventually, when you get to a good level with Facebook, you can do Instagram ads, but don't do them for now. Audience network, horrible traffic. Why? Because it comes from apps connected to Facebook. So for example, let's use the classic one. If someone is using a dating app, for example, someone's using Tinder, and an app pops up, that's an audience network ad. It's going to be very bad traffic. They're not wanting to buy something. They're not interested in buying something for Facebook. They're just doing something else on their own, right? It's very bad traffic. Don't do it. And then Messenger, it works, but it works after you've tested it on feeds. If it works on feeds, try it on Messenger. So at first, don't. That's what I tell my students. Just don't use Messenger. You're going to go ahead and target all devices. You don't have to split off on Android and iOS. Obviously, I split it off because it's part of the testing process, but don't do it at first. And then the checkbox of only when connected to Wi-Fi, just leave it how it is. It really doesn't make an impact. I've tested on a couple $1,000. It doesn't really make an impact. Daily budget, I usually tell my students to start out at $10 a day. So you can do a daily of $10 a day. And then the other option that you can do is a lifetime. And a lifetime essentially is you tell Facebook, I want to spend $500 in the next 30 days. The problem with telling Facebook how to spend your money is Facebook is going to spend it as fast as possible when it has cheap traffic. So for example, you tell Facebook, I want to spend $500 in 30 days, and tomorrow is a good day to spend. It's going to spend $500 tomorrow. So lifetime is very risky. You really don't want to mess with it if you don't know the platform well. So just do a daily budget. For example, it's not going to spend more than $70 per week or $10 a day. And then as far as conversion window, just leave it 7 days after clicking, 1 day after viewing. And then for bid strategy, just choose lowest cost. Once you're spending a lot of money, you can choose bid capping, but that's, for now, just use lowest cost. Go ahead and continue. We can do like 1 or 2 more questions now.
Sure. There's a question of.
There's a question on the Facebook Live. Ismail wants to know which one works better, video ads or like image ads?
All right, so that is is not black and white. I can't tell you video ads work better. Video ads do have a higher click-through rate and get higher engagement, so they do get shared more. But we crush it with image ads, especially on apparel, and especially on things like that don't necessarily need a video. You just need a good image. So, for example, for watches or shoes, images work really well just because people see the product, they're attracted by it, and they click through. If it's something that you need to show how it works, so for example, let's say there's this really cool gadget going around that stirs stuff for you, like it helps you cook, but you can't really explain how it works. You need a video to show people how it works. That's a product where video is going to kill it. But I can't tell you black and white video is going to do better than image, but it all comes straight to testing and what type of product you have. If she has he or she has a product that they have in mind that they can tell me, I'll say if video or image is better. But if you have a specific product in mind, just pop it on the Facebook chat, and I'll tell you which one is better. But video usually does better if it's an option, right? So if I'm selling swimwear, video doesn't really work because people just want to see the swimwear or they want to see the watch and they click through. Images are better. So it really depends on the product, but video is more engaging. So you're going to get more organic reach and organic traffic with video. Choose my Facebook page. I'm just going to choose mine. So Rafael. So choose your Facebook page. Obviously, if you don't have a Facebook page, there's going to be a little button here that says create page, or you're just going to click the plus and then create a new Facebook page from here. Very easy. It takes you 2 minutes. And if you want to make a banner for your Facebook page, I suggest going to Fiverr.com. You can go on Fiverr.com and get a banner for your Facebook page for like $10, $10. And that's, it's going to make it look a lot more professional. We're going to go down here. It's so slow, dude. Here is where you're going to choose your image and your video. Or if you want to do a carousel, which is multiple images or multiple videos. I recommend, as you're starting out, if you're doing an image, just edit the image a little so it pops out. Think of, always when you're doing Facebook ads, think of the regular person. This is what really changed in how I make ads, is think of how the regular person is looking at Facebook. So a regular person just scrolling, looking at their timeline, looking at what their cousin or their ex-boyfriend or whatever is doing, and they see your ad, it has to pop up. It has to have an impact that they click on it and they interrupt whatever they're doing and they buy from your site, right? So think of it that way. Either if it's a video, it has to be very engaging, and if it's an image, it has to be very attractive. Up the saturation on the colors so it pops up really nicely. That's what we did with a lot of, when we were selling watches and we were selling luxury items, is just pop up the saturation and pop up the brightness of the image, so there's no way you're not going to see that image on your timeline. So the click-through rate was obviously through the roof because of that. So essentially there's two ways of creating ads on Facebook, and I'm going to show you the quick way and I'm going to show you the long way, but very, very quickly. What you can do is go to your page post tab on your business manager, and I'm going to show you how to create an ad through here. Page post ads usually perform better than, I call them CTA, call to action ads, which is just a regular ad that you have through here. So for example, it's a lot of information and it's a lot to teach about Facebook ads. That's why I'm going back and forth, because I know a lot of you guys have huge questions about this. So you essentially upload your image here. Let me take an image that we already have. I'm just going to take the first image that I find. Yeah, so for example, bikinis. A lot of bikinis. take that image, and then that's the image that people are going to see. You write the text, and you write your website URL. For text and for ad copy, which is what obviously marketers and we call it, is what you're going to write on your ad has to be short, and it has to be either very engaging or just a no-brainer offer. And what I mean by that is no-brainer offer is, free shipping plus 30% off of this. And people are like, okay, free shipping, 30% off, I need that. What works really well is doing just use a code for free shipping. So shipping is, you have to pay for it. Use this code for free shipping. Or I know that if you're selling on Amazon, you can use discount codes or you can just use codes. So use this code for 20, 30, whatever percent off. Don't go too far on it. Use this code for like 90% off. That, it just doesn't make sense. But use a code for 20% off, right? 20, 15 are the two numbers that work the best for what I run. So yeah, use this code for 15% off and go here.
Yeah, I think that's great news to all the Amazon sellers out there who are very used to giving like 50, 60, 75% off on like discounts. So with Facebook ads, it works a little bit differently. You don't need to give away like such a huge discount to see like a return.
So yeah, so I had one of my students that was doing I think he was doing like, use this code for 80% off or 90% off. It's not believable. And two, it decreases the value of your brand and the value of your product. If you're doing I'm doing an 80% off of this product, there's something wrong with it. There's either you're not selling enough or it's a very low quality product. So you do want to keep in that range of like 15 and 20. And then obviously the discount code has to work. Say use code, I don't know, my brand 20, and then have them use that 20% off. It works really well. And then engaging on Facebook, unfortunately, you can't do ads anymore that say tag a friend or comment below with a friend because it's called social bait. And Facebook doesn't allow that anymore. They can't shut down your account. What you can do is say, who wants this? Like, for example, who wants a new, wow, so slow. Who wants a new toy or a new something, right? Who needs, now those words work really well, needs, wants, who's in need or something, in that range so that people comment below just for the sake of commenting, right? Who wants this? And they comment below and they tag a friend. You want to create that engagement bait without actually baiting people because it increases your organic reach. So essentially, you want to get as many people as possible. You want to get as many eyes as possible on your ad without having to pay for it. So essentially, you will get people on your ad, get people watching your ad without actually paying for it because someone tagged them, someone shared it, or someone commented or whatever, right? Let me show you the second way you can create ads. All right. So essentially what you do is you go to the page post tab and you click your page and then you click create post. There's so many people asking questions, right? I know.
That worked.
No, okay. So here, essentially what you're gonna do is choose a photo or a video. And you'll probably see this. I personally know people, making $500,000 to $1 million a month that have stores that essentially get so much virality that it grows into a brand by itself. And some of those videos are they don't look like they're trying to sell you something. They just look like someone shared a cool video. People start sharing. On the back end, it's someone that made a Facebook ad that looked like it didn't sell anything, but essentially it's obviously selling you a product. So in this case, you would choose a video right here, and then obviously use a discount code, use a coupon code, keep it short, 2 to 3 sentences. Don't put too much text because a lot of text works for example, when I'm trying to sell a coaching program, a lot of text works really well. If you're trying to sell a product that people want, they already want it. They're already in the market for that product. They don't need to read through 20, 40 sentences. They just need 2 or 3. Oh, discount code? Okay, I'm going to get it. And then they go get it. Yeah, so here you can upload your image. The only difference between creating it here and creating it on the normal one is that you have 2 different sections. So you have the text on the top and then the headline. So you have the text on the top, which is a hello, and then the headline on the bottom. The problem with this is that it shortens your image size. So if you want to put a long image or a large image or a big video, what you're going to do is just go to page post, choose the image here, and then it's going to show it fully, right? It's going to show the full image. Let's say test ad number 1. And then it's going to show the full image, right? Only text on the top, but it's going to show the full image. And that's why it's so powerful to create just page posts instead of going through the route of creating them through the Facebook ads platform. What you do have to do in this case is take the Facebook post detail or the Facebook post ID. I'm not going to get way too technical because I don't want to confuse anyone, but take that Facebook ID and then add it on the top here. It says create ad or use existing post. You already created it. So you would just choose your ID and then put it right here. And now it pulls the ad that you just created on the page post ad, it pulls it through here, right? So that is the 2 ways of creating ads. I recommend both. There's not really, I'm not saying one is more effective than the other. I use both, but the page post one allows you more space to show your product and exhibit your product. I don't know if anybody, or if we're all good. Guys, if you have any questions, just pop them on the chat.
Yeah. We'll just finish your presentation, and then we'll get to the questions.
All right. So essentially, you just set up your first ad. You just set up your targeting. You set up your pixel. You told Facebook, I want to target these people, where I want to target them, and where are they going to see your ad. And then you're going to click confirm. It's going to ask for your for your credit card details or your PayPal payment. You're going to set that up. And it's confirming. But and boom, you just created your first Facebook ad. It's live, and it's going to start spending in the next couple hours. If your ad gets disapproved, check for why it got disapproved, and then change it. Obviously, because of the disapproval, just change whatever they tell you to change. Because Facebook is getting really. Make sure to read, or just I can make a video on this for both our groups on the exact policies that they're following now in terms of approval and disapproval on ads, because they're getting a little bit strict with that. So you do have to be careful about, for example, not showing nudity or not showing, so for example, unrealistic things, like for example, someone that, selling something that is clearly unrealistic, but whatever, we'll do something about that later on. But this is how you build a Facebook ad, and this is how you build a converting Facebook ad. Your product looks good. Obviously, if you follow us, you know how to find winning products. So you put that product on there and you do it that way. So yeah, that was essentially it. I think, you guys have a lot of questions about this, so just pop them on the chat and we'll go through them now.
Okay, cool. So Elizabeth over on Facebook Live wants to know, what are your thoughts regarding success using the algorithmic behaviors interests? In other words, like pregnancy versus pages people have liked, like Baby Center.
That's a really good question. All right. So in that case, for example, targeting. So actually, I'm not obviously not going to reveal what she was targeting or what type of product she was doing, but I had a student with that specific issue. She didn't know if to target brands in her niche or target people that fit specifically into her niche. So I told her, instead of doing, let's say, $20 a day just on one of them and just going with one, test it first. Use the same ad, same copy, same image or video, and test both audiences. And it turned out people that fit the type of people that she wanted to target, not people that like brands in that niche. For example, the one that it's like people that fit into the people that she was targeting, that was the most effective one. That was the one that started getting sales. She's eventually scaled it up. But just, I can't really tell you, oh, this is going to work better. It all comes down to testing. Testing brands, testing behaviors, and testing demographics. So in your case, I would target pages or brands about babies or about women that have babies, and then do a different ad. Do a different ad set. I'm just going to show them how to do this. So for example, you go in here, and let's say in this one you did US, Canada, 25-45 brands of babies. Then you're going to duplicate that ad set and duplicate that ad set. So for example, at $10 a day, you're going to test 2 audiences. And all it takes, guys, to test an ad, $10 to $20. I don't recommend you wasting $100 on an ad and seeing, oh, it has 2 clicks. It probably won't work, right? No. If you test it and you spend more than $3 and it doesn't have a click, no one's going to click it. It's not going to work. So duplicate that ad. And then you change the targeting to the demographic or whatever you want to target. So for example, we go in here and we target pregnant women. I don't know if you can target pregnant women. I've never done that. Correct. I don't think no, you can't target pregnant women, but you can target like pregnancy brands. But let's just say new parents. So for example, people that have children less than 1 year old. And then let me take that out. Let me take the exclusion that I had there out. And then all you do is publish that. So you'll have 2 different ad sets, one targeting brands and one targeting parents that have kids less than 1 year old. And then you will see the changes in obviously the metrics that you have to look for. Oh, one of my students asked me this today, and you'll obviously ask me this. Cost per click, click-through rate, and then cost per sale are 3 things that you want to look for in ads. If your cost per click is higher than $1, it's probably not a converting ad. Your click-through rate has to be higher than 1.5 or 2%. And then your cost per sale obviously depends on the price of your product. But those are the 3 metrics that you have to go for. And then this one, let me change the name over here. So the first one is brand of babies, and then the second one is new parents. And then after a day or 2, you will see, okay, which one works better. So, let me pause this campaign. I don't want it to spend. But yeah, that's essentially the answer. But, anyone? All right, so someone asked, how much money should you spend on ads? That is an extremely broad question, but what I tell my students in order to start making their first sales is $200 to $300 in order to essentially get your first couple sales. You shouldn't spend $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, not get anything back. You're doing something very, very wrong, and if you're following what I'm doing, that's not gonna happen. $200, $300, get your first couple sales. To test the product, $30 to $50. And why is it so low? It's because, a lot of people come to me in my coaching program, my coaching group, and they're like, oh, am I supposed to spend $1,000 before I can find a winning product? Well, yeah, if you don't follow steps of people that already know how to target, already know how to make ads. If you follow what I just taught you, it shouldn't take you more than $300 to start making sales. And it shouldn't take you a couple, $20, $30 to test if a product has potential or not. So yeah, I think that, I mean, I spend tens of thousands a month, but that's because I'm obviously making it back. It's not, I'm not 10K in red and then I'm in black. No, I'm always, you know, if something's going wrong, I'm obviously going to apologize.
Jimmy, my buddy, wants to know if I create a new Facebook business account just for advertising. It doesn't matter if I have follower or not to get conversion from my campaign.
All right. So this is a very interesting question because it it doesn't matter, but have like at least 10 or 20 likes on it. Don't have it like a barren page. And when you create a new Facebook page, at least post like one or two things. Either post your landing page, post a list, post some images, some cool things, just so people don't think that you're like a scam page or you're just like, yeah, so people don't think you're a scam. Because I personally know a guy that does about 200, I think he does 250K a month consistently. His Facebook page started out with like 10 likes, and then he just started growing, and he's done more than $1 million, and the page has like 7,000 likes. So it's like very few likes, but a lot of money coming in. It obviously doesn't have that big of an impact. But, just put up images or put up a video or put something that makes it look trustworthy. You don't want people to visit your page and think, oh, I'm not going to buy from this because this is probably some scam from China or something. So, yeah.
Alex says landing page is another website like Shopify. Yes.
That's probably my suit.
Okay. Landing page is another website. Oftentimes it's like a standalone, or you can have it on like a Shopify site or like a specific page on a Shopify page. But
let me actually go mute yourself. So essentially, I posted in my personal group about ClickFunnels and about how you can create sales funnels and landing pages outside of the Shopify platform. And obviously, there's a lot of people here that sell on Shopify, sell on Amazon. So outside of the Shopify platform, you can have this, but the person that asked the question, you can do this all on the Shopify platform, right? So you don't need to have the landing page. Just it helps once you prove it on the Shopify platform. You can go into making a sales funnel. You can go into making landing pages, but obviously we're not going to cover that now because that we can stay 10 hours here talking about that.
Yeah. Next question. How many pixel fires do you recommend for a VC, ATC, or purchase lookalike?
I'm going to break that down.
No, it's going to take me an hour. But I recommend 500. So, for example, this is a very technical question, so probably not everyone here understands it. But whoever asked it, this is my answer, 500. We create a lookalike audiences off of 500 because it gives enough data for Facebook to optimize to it. I know it's not easy to get 500 sales, so that's why I recommend making a lookalike off of traffic, lookalike off of add to cart, and then lookalike off of purchase when each one hits 500. But yeah, that's my answer. They'll understand.
Okay. How can you target people who viewed my video advertised with PPE?
All right, we're getting awesome questions here. I'm gonna actually go in and show you how to do that. It's gonna take me 1 minute, but you can target. So, for example, if you do a video ad, you can target people that watch a percentage of that video. And how you do that is, give me 1 second. Sorry, guys. It's okay. You're gonna create a custom audience, and how you do that is you go up in here and you create a new audience, custom audience. So, for example, this is people that have already interacted with your site, with your products, with your brand, whatever. Create a new custom audience, and then you're gonna say engagement. Create a list of people who engage with the content, and then it's gonna be create a list of people who have spent time watching your videos. So, for example, engagement. Give me a second to load. Right. So here. Can you see that? Yeah, there you go. people will view at least 3 seconds, people will view 10 seconds, 95, 75%, right? So obviously 75 and 95% are people that are extremely interested in whatever you have to offer. But if they haven't bought yet, there's a reason why they haven't bought. So you can target people who watch at least 75% of your video and then send them like a testimonial or like a review or like FAQ, something that pushes them over the edge. But that's how you do it. You create a custom audience, engagement video, and yeah, that's how you do it.
You typically use some sort of like discount or coupon at this point to push them over the edge?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
What works the best? What works best at this point when somebody watches your video but doesn't buy are reviews or testimonials. You can even do a video testimonial, or you can just do what we do is you put five little emoji stars, quotes, the review, the person, and then the product. So that works really well because it basically tells them, oh, someone really loved this product, let me get it too. So that's why it works so well.
Next question: with merch, would you still use a landing page? Yeah, that depends. It's no different than the answer given before, Chris. With T-shirts, it's just another product, so it really depends what. Yeah, like this is Amazon merch, which is like T-shirts and like mugs. Yeah. You can certainly do a landing page. It really depends. Like in my opinion, like what your target market is. So yeah, that's the answer to that. There's how do you target to homeowners now? Do you want to get into that a little bit? It's very specific.
It's
Yeah, well,
it's too specific, but Facebook removed it, so it's very.
I can show you how to target homeowners, but it's gonna take me a while. So, and it doesn't really tailor to people here. So if you want messages after, and I'll just like make a little video for that. But right now it's too specific for that. Yeah.
So here's another question from Fatigue. What are your thoughts on promote this page to get people to like your page that ad is linked to? Hold on. Should you have a minimum number of likes on your Facebook page, which creates some social proof before you advertise? If so, generally, how many minimum likes? You already just answered that, right?
Yeah, minimum likes 50 to 100. You can even invite your friends to like it, and then 30, 40 of them will like it, and then just go off from there. You can create an ad for people to like your page. It's going to cost you maybe 20 cents per like. So you can just run it for $10, get like 25, 30 likes, and then run up from there. You don't have to get – like our page has 67,000 likes, but that's because we spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on ads. It's not because we bought them, right? So it's not necessary to buy them. You don't have to spend money on buying likes. It's not sustainable. And people that like your page are usually just people that like it. They're not actually going to buy from it. So it's not – just 50 likes on it is fine.
Mylene wants to know, can you repeat the 3 costs?
The 3 costs is, okay, so I think she means like how much money you need to start getting sales, $200, $300. And then how much money you need to test products, 20, 30, at most 50. And I think that the 3 costs, I think that's it, right? I don't know what she means by that. But, messages after if you have any specific questions. Okay. I'm going to take my screen out, but let me.
Sure. How do you improve relevance scores? Get above 6. Sorry, my name wants to clarify. She said you mentioned cost, click, and.
Yeah.
Wait, mute yourself. So cost per click, click-through rate, and then cost per sale. So it's not 3 costs; it's actually 2 costs, and then the click-through rate. Because if your click-through rate is like 0.10%. That means 1 out of 1,000 people that watch it are going to click. That's really, really bad. And in order to improve relevance score, better targeting and more engaging ads. My relevance score usually goes from 8 to 10 On really, really good ads and really scalable ads, it's 10. Average ad is about 8 or 9. So improve the targeting and then make your ad more engaging, put more coupon codes, more reviews. If you're doing video ads, and make it really short, 30 or 40 seconds. That's essentially how you improve. Just improve targeting, improve the ad.
Okay. What do you mean by test products for $20, $30? Like test products before you even create them? In other words, have inventory and are ready to sell. And how would this work versus spending $200, $300 to get actual sales?
So, all right. So what I mean by testing a product is testing a product with ads. So for example, if you follow, I know you teach people how to find products, right? So I also teach my students how to find products. If you follow those processes, you will find winning products. So after you do that process, if you throw it up on an ad, if you do ads, you shouldn't spend more than $20 or $30 to get either a sale or a lot of people adding to the cart, right? So if you just get clickers, you don't get any clicks with 20, 30 bucks, it's not a winning, it's not just gonna work, or your ads are really bad. But yeah, what I mean by 20 to 30 is just you will see if that product is gonna sell or not. And then 200 to 300, if you want to test a lot of products, I have students that have like 10 products and they want to test them all at the same time. That's why I say 200 to 300. Because I say 200 to 300 because I know like the first question I get from every student is, how much money do I need to start making money? That is the answer, 200 to 300. You don't need $1,000 to start making money.
Okay, I got a question here on Facebook Live. If I create an ad for getting conversion and my website shows pop-up which asks them to share on Facebook to their friends or other groups for 60% discount code or a free product per draw, is that okay for Facebook? So I guess a pop-up that comes up and then giving them an additional
For sure. Yeah, if it's on their landing page, it's fine.
If it's on your landing page, yeah, you can do that, because we have it's an app in Shopify that if you share with a friend, you get 25 off and they get 25 off, or they get $5 and you get $5. If it's on your website, yeah, that's fine. If it's on the ad, that's when it's kind of tricky. But on your website, that's completely fine.
Okay, I think I have one last question here. Unless anybody has any other questions, please post them. Post them now. We'll be sure to get them answered. So our Facebook page boosts effective. Basically, creating a post on your page and boosting it. Are those even worth it?
Short answer, nope. A long answer, boost. So Facebook rolled out a new algorithm a few months back that doesn't give Facebook pages the same reach that it used to give before. That's why they want you to boost the post. Boosting a post for a product and trying to sell it, I don't recommend it at all. That's just going to give you people that engage with your product and then they leave, or they click and they leave. It's not really effective. I don't recommend it. Just stick to conversions, or just stick to conversions, really.
Okay, it doesn't look like we have any other questions. Thank you guys. Oh, sorry, we got a question here. Would you recommend the ad to direct to Facebook or the landing page? An ad direct to a Facebook page or to a landing page, which is more effective? Like setting up an ad to a Facebook page.
Not sure what you mean by that.
I don't know what you mean by setting up an ad to a Facebook page, because you need a Facebook page to set up an ad. The ad doesn't go to your Facebook page; it goes to your website. So, I don't know what you mean by that. But yeah, to your website is it's a lot better.
Someone said I duplicated a winning ad and it stopped working. Can this?
So what happens with duplication? It's tricky, right? So, did you duplicate that ad with the exact same targeting and exact same everything? It's my freaking name. Yes. When I create an ad, I can't. So yes, so if you did same ad, same targeting, same everything, that might be that your audience is too small. So when you duplicated it, it kind of overlapped, and since your audience is so small, that's why I created that mismatch. Because so for example, especially for when I'm generating leads or when I'm generating coaching clients, I duplicate you won't even like want to see my account. There's like 40 same ad sets, and then like little bit changes on each ad set, just because when you duplicate, you are casting a wider net. But yeah, when you duplicate, you do have to make sure that you change a little bit on the new ad set, right? It's just better because it doesn't overlap if your audience is too small. But yeah, that's very, very technical. So yeah, just message me after. Right? You're probably my group if you ask that question.
Okay, there's another one. Facebook auto plays video ads. If user doesn't click but watches the video, does Facebook charge us?
Oh, that is a great question.
So essentially, Facebook, what it does is it counts a view as more than 2 to 3 seconds, right? So it's gonna get a view if people watch it for more than 3 seconds. So the same thing with live videos. If someone just scrolls by really fast, it won't count it as a view, or it won't count it as someone that's watching the video. So in your case, it's only gonna charge you if it charges more than 3 seconds. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. Because I don't do video ads for e-commerce. I do a lot of video ads for like lead generation, and that's like I have like 50,000 views, and I'm certain that those views are more than 2 seconds, not just people scrolling by.
Okay, man. I think we're gonna end it here. Rafael, man, thank you so much for your time. I really, really appreciate it, and I'm sure we'll see more of you very, very soon. Yes.
All right, both here. Thank you so much. Wait,
they're doing it.
Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for watching this. It's been a pleasure being here and teaching you guys all of this. This is what I do. A lot of people ask me, if you're making so much money, why do you teach people how to do it? It's just because I love it, and it's a way to participate. No, it's not tomorrow. We're going to do it in, I don't know, the next week or next couple of days. It's not tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going back to New York, so it probably won't be. When will the replay be available? I think I missed my question. Where are your classes? The replay will be probably tomorrow night. And then where are your classes? I don't know. Do you teach classes?
No. What do you mean by that, Eddie? Okay, you know what? We're gonna cut it here for now. If you have any questions, please reach out to me directly, or reach out to Rafael directly, and we'll be sure to get your questions answered. Thank you, everybody, and have a good night.
We'll see you. Bye. Thank you.